What do you think you're doing, intern?
Stick to fetching coffee. He needed help, and I stepped up.
That's enough. Initiative like this changes everything.
In the bustling lobby of Apex Innovations, a sleek tech firm nestled in the heart of New York City's Midtown Manhattan, Sarah Thompson hesitated at the front desk. At 32, she was a quiet administrative intern, her dark curls neatly pinned back, her simple blouse and skirt blending into the corporate backdrop like so many others. But on this crisp autumn morning in 2025, something felt off. A distinguished man in a charcoal suit stood there, his expression a mix of patience and frustration, tapping away on his tablet. No one seemed to notice or know how to help. Sarah's eyes lingered. He was signing, his hands moving with deliberate precision in American Sign Language. Her heart skipped. It had been years since she'd used those gestures, not since her younger brother, Daniel, had passed. But old habits die hard. What if she stepped in? Would it cost her this fragile foothold in the company? Little did she know, the CEO was watching from the shadows, and this simple act of kindness was about to unravel a web of office politics, prejudice, and power that would change everything. Sarah cleared her throat softly. "Excuse me, sir," she said, her voice steady despite the nerves. Then, her hands rose instinctively, forming the signs for "Can I help you?" The man turned, his guarded eyes softening as he signed back. His name was Marcus Reed, 52, founder of AidLink Tech, a pioneer in adaptive software for the hearing impaired. He'd arrived early for a scheduled demo, unannounced, and the reception staff, overwhelmed with the morning rush, had no idea how to communicate. Sarah, drawing from memories of endless afternoons interpreting for Daniel, who was born deaf, bridged the gap effortlessly. "Are you looking for MS? Rebecca Ellis?" she signed and spoke aloud. Marcus nodded, relief evident. Just then, the sharp click of heels echoed across the marble floor. Victoria Hale, Sarah's supervisor in the marketing department, strode in like a storm cloud. At 45, Victoria was a force, ambitious, impeccably dressed, and known for her iron grip on her team. "What do you think you're doing, intern?" she snapped, her eyes narrowing at Sarah. Sarah lowered her hands, her cheeks flushing. "He needed help, and Victoria cut her off with a saccharine smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Help? You're not a concierge, Sarah. Stick to fetching coffee and filing reports. This is above your pay grade." The lobby fell quiet, a few colleagues pausing mid-stride to watch. Victoria turned to Marcus, offering a forced smile, but he ignored her, his face hardening as he read the tension. Sarah bit her lip, fighting back the sting of humiliation. Why did kindness always come with a price in places like this? Unbeknownst to them, Jonathan Pierce, the 50-year-old CEO of Apex Innovations, observed from the mezzanine above. He'd built the company from a startup in a Brooklyn garage to a powerhouse in digital communications, but he prided himself on spotting raw talent. As Victoria's barbs continued, "Maybe focus on ironing that blouse next time," Jonathan descended the stairs, his presence commanding silence. "That's enough," he said, his voice like steel. Victoria paled. "Mr. Pierce, he held up a hand. "I saw initiative where others saw inconvenience. Sarah, you'll assist Mr. Reed today." Marcus typed on his tablet and showed Sarah. "I'd like her as my interpreter." Sarah's breath caught. In that moment, the lobby's hush felt like a turning point, but the real storm was brewing. Sarah followed Marcus through the gleaming corridors of Apex's executive wing, her pulse racing. The air up here was cooler, the lights softer, a far cry from the fluorescent buzz of the lower floors. Marcus moved with quiet authority, his broad frame cutting through the space. Their first stop, a product briefing with junior engineers. Sarah translated his typed notes and signed seamlessly, highlighting flaws in the app's interface, faded colors, missing vibrations for alerts. As she signed, memories flooded back. Daniel at age 7, tugging her sleeve to tell the teacher thank you for a gold star. He'd trusted her as his voice until a tragic car accident took him at 15. Signing now felt like honoring him, even as it hurt. Marcus paused after the meeting, typing. "You've got experience beyond books." Sarah signed back. "My brother was deaf." He nodded, no pity, just understanding. Meanwhile, Jonathan watched from behind a reflective panel, clearing his schedule to observe. He saw in Sarah what the company lacked, genuine empathy amid the cutthroat climb. By midday, he emailed Rebecca Ellis. Reassign Sarah Thompson to accessibility coordination for Reed's visit and ongoing inclusivity projects. Back in the elevator, Sarah caught her reflection-frizzy hair, tired eyes, but standing taller. Marcus typed another note. You weathered that lobby storm well. She signed. Thanks for choosing me. He replied. You chose yourself first. Their next session was a strategy roundtable with VPs, all polished suits and forced smiles. When one interrupted her mid-translation, Sarah said firmly, Mr. Reed isn't finished. The room stilled. Marcus smiled for the first time that day. During a break overlooking the Hudson River, Jonathan approached. You're more than holding up, he said. Sarah confessed her lobby nerves. That wasn't your fault, he replied, handing her the reassignment note. This is earned. Her chest tightened, not charity, recognition. Daniel would have beamed. That evening, in the staff lounge, Sarah sipped stale coffee, her new badge reading Accessibility Coordinator. The New York skyline loomed gray outside. The door creaked. Victoria entered, her smile tight. Heard about your little upgrade, she said, twisting open a water bottle. Sarah tensed. It's a reassignment. Victoria leaned in. 9 years I've clawed my way up here. Didn't get handouts for knowing a few gestures. The jab stung, but Sarah stayed neutral. I didn't ask for this. Mr. Reed requested me. Victoria's eyes flashed. Enjoy the spotlight while it lasts. Falls from grace hurt more when you're not meant to be up there. Sarah rinsed her cup and left without a word, the threat lingering like smog. Whispers followed her in the hall, some nods of respect, others averted gazes. She wasn't invisible anymore, but visibility came with scrutiny. In her new cubicle on the 10th floor, she organized Marcus's notes. A knock. Marcus with coffee. They sat in comfortable silence. He typed, Don't let them diminish you. Sarah signed, It's hard. He replied, Strong people need allies. I'm forming an advisory board for tech equity. I want you on it. Stunned, she hesitated. Me? He nodded. You're not just anything. A tear escaped, not sorrow, but validation. Late that night, after the office emptied, Sarah lingered by the window, the city lights twinkling like distant promises. Her phone buzzed. Mom. Saw your name on the company site next to that exec. Sarah smiled. Yeah, Mom. Daniel would have teased my outfit. Reply. He'd say you were the sharpest in the room. Shoulders squared, Sarah stepped into her uncertain future, no longer fading into the background. Tuesday dawned cool, the kind of fall bite that sharpened senses. Sarah stood outside Apex's glass tower, chai in hand, badge clipped firmly. Day 2 as coordinator felt surreal, like borrowing someone else's life. Inside, the receptionist, Gladys, a warm woman in her 60s, waved. Morning, Ms. Thompson. Not intern, a small win. In the elevator, 2 young staffers whispered, then one blurted, You're the sign language expert with the tech guy, right? Sarah corrected gently, his liaison. Mr. Reed. They flushed. She smiled politely. Passing the marketing bullpen, she overheard Victoria's voice. She's playing the victim card. Give it time, she'll slip. Sarah's spine stiffened, but she kept walking. Corporate America as a black woman meant armoring against such barbs. In the conference room, Marcus waited. He signed. You okay? She admitted nerves. He typed. Your entering room's not built for you, but keep walking. Jonathan joined for a board roundtable on inclusive tech. Sarah translated Marcus's pitch for underserved communities. A board member scoffed. Is this ROI or charity? Sarah relayed Marcus's response. Dignity's return is priceless. Ignore it, and you're obsolete. Jonathan backed it. This isn't a checkbox. It's our mirror. The room quieted. Post-meeting, Jonathan asked, What drove you to learn ASL? Sarah shared about Daniel. You carry him, he said softly. An email pinged. HR meeting request from Karen Mills. Procedural check-in. Sarah frowned. Routine or probe. Wednesday, 8:55 a.m. HR room on the 14th floor. Sarah smoothed her blazer. Karen, mid-40s with a bob, smiled too brightly. Beside her, Linda from Diversity Subcommittee. Congrats on the reassignment, Karen said. But non-standard promotions raise questions. Sarah's eyes narrowed. Concerns about my performance? They exchanged glances. Staff questions on transparency. Sarah countered. No checks when finance interns jumped ranks last quarter. Silence. We'll revisit our language, Karen conceded. Contribute to our framework. Sarah agreed, if it prevented other scrutiny. Back at her desk, another invite. Public panel on pushing boundaries, authentic voices in tech. Panelists, Marcus Reed, Jonathan Pierce, Dr. Elena Vargas and Sarah Thompson. Marcus's request. Nerves surged, but his note, "You're ready because others need you." She nodded okay. That afternoon, backstage at the auditorium, Sarah's palms sweated. The moderator introduced her as Apex's rising inclusivity voice. Questions flowed. She shared her lobby moment. It feels like entering a room uninvited, but realizing you must speak. On quotas. Work speaks, my why shouts louder. Barriers. Fear of discomfort blocks growth. Standing ovation. Jonathan backstage. You're reshaping us. Dr. Vargas invited her to lecture. By Thursday, her clip, "Silence is Complicity," viral on LinkedIn. Praise flooded. So did snide emails. Marcus texted, "Keynote invite from National Inclusivity Alliance." Sarah, "Too soon." He, "Overdue." Victoria peeked in. "Pace yourself." Fame fades. Overheard whispers. She's eyeing Victoria's spot. Sarah confronted Victoria later. "I'm building, not taking." Victoria's eyes flickered uncertainty. Friday, Jonathan summoned. Leadership briefing. Sarah entered, heart pounding. Jonathan announced, "Marketing restructure." Sarah is acting co-lead for inclusive messaging. Gasps. Victoria's jaw twitched. "Premature?" one asked. Marcus typed, "Overdue." Post-meeting, Victoria demanded talk. "You embarrassed me." Sarah, "I stopped shrinking for you." Victoria stormed out. Sarah called Mom. "Daniel would be proud." "Mom, you're paving for others." Steady now, Sarah faced the unknown. Monday, strategy meeting for inclusive pod. Sarah pitched, narrative series real stories tied to policy shifts. Nora, designer accountability, not just tales. Approved. But HR email, review request. Tuesday HR, feedback on dynamics. Sarah, revealed existing divisions. They noted it. Midweek, pushback, formal reviews, anonymous notes. Jonathan, they're testing. Richard Klein, external counsel, risk assessment. Sarah, biggest risk is ignoring courage. Alone, she read Daniel's journal. Shake the table, let them panic. Saturday, home in Queens with Mom. Stew simmered, jazz played. Exhausting, Sarah admitted. "Mom, you're hammering walls." Daniel's photo, "See me?" Phone, Marcus. Stand firm. Monday review of Voices campaign. Stories play draw, honest. Victoria, sentiment over strategy. Sarah, emotion drives retention. Jonathan, expanding value. Allies praised. Marcus signed. Built a hallway. HR intensified. Allies reassigned. Sarah, punishment disguised. Ethan, exit strategy? No. Met allies at cafe, safeguarded docs. Walked Daniel's old Brooklyn Park. Added to letter. Can erase if we write louder. Sent to journalist. Article dropped. Erasing equity at Apex. Viral. Ethan, truth heard. PR scramble. Victoria accused breach. Sarah, truth whenever asked. Petition surged. Evelyn summoned rooftop. Lead new equity division. Sarah, independent. Yes. Victoria reassigned. New department. Hired allies. To interns, speak anyway. Ethan gifted book. Longer story. By window, skyline peaceful. She'd built legacy. What do you think, readers? Share in the comments. How have you faced injustice or witnessed subtle violence in everyday life? Take a stand, express your views on standing up against unfairness. Your stories could inspire change.